Nityanandam. My name is Ma Nitya Dugananda, and I'm a spiritual entrepreneur. I live in Singapore with my son. See, before I was a spiritual entrepreneur, I used to work for 18 years in the field of marketing in various multinational companies before I decided to become my own boss in 2009. Now, this video is meant to basically share my very personal experience with Swamiji, His Divine Holiness, Bhagwan Sri Nityananda Paramashiva. So I was asked a few questions. First question is, how has Swamiji transformed my life? I don't even know where to start because it's just so much that he's doing and he continues to do to work on me. But I can start by telling the very first thing that he helped me was to heal my stage 3 cervical cancer in 2006. That was the year that I met him. See, in June 2005, I was diagnosed with stage 3 cervical cancer. Even though I had a certain procedure done, I was told that there was never a guarantee that the cancer will not come back. So only till I met Swamiji in 2006 and I went to India for 4 days and attended a program called Nityananda Spuruna program. Because in that 4 day, he literally changed my hardware and software. I had a new body and a new mind, where he removed a lot of samskara and grave memories of pain, guilt, all those things that make me created a life negative approach towards myself and my body, which created the cancer in the first place. So, and since 2006 till now, 13 years, I have enjoyed a clean bill of health. I now have a yogic body, which I follow certain spiritual routine and constantly keep me in the high frequency of not only just awareness, but also in the state of oneness with the source, Paramashiva, where I can manifest Shaktis. So if you ask me, how has Swamiji transformed me? Basically, has given me a second life, a new birth. I'm twice born, a dvija. He has given me a chance to live my life purpose and not waste this life. And that transformation is enough to not waste this birth and come back to assume another human body. So if you ask me, this is the greatest transformation that Swamiji has given me, to give me a second chance to live life consciously and to live my parapta karma, the purpose which I've assumed this body. So when you're given a second chance to live, and he basically healed all your past karmas and mistakes, you can't help but become very, very grateful, filled with immense gratitude, and you want to devote your life to the mission, to what he has come down for, to raise the collective consciousness of humanity. So, and because of that, I'm also being part of the Gurukul, which is one part of the mission that Swamiji is reviving, the Vedic education system, Vedic learning system. And I'm so happy that by having associated in the Gurukul team for the last 8 years has also given a lot of transformation within me, especially becoming more compassionate as a mother. Before that, I used to get angry easily, frustrated. But after having worked with children and learn about completion, the science of completion, something in me got awakened. The quality of the Divine Mother, Cosmic Mother, the motherliness got awakened in me. So there was another major transformation, becoming a mother, not only to my kid, my son, but becoming a mother to anyone who come into my breathing space. So that is the second greatest transformation that Swamiji has gifted me. So now let me move on to the second question. How has Swamiji empowered me? This is one major aspect of having the blessing and the grace of a guru, enlightened guru. See, when you have the grace of the guru, be very clear, he's constantly empowering you. The first level of empowerment that I received from him after my first initiation is he awakened my seeking, intense seeking, where I basically became aware that all my life, that for the first 30 over years of my life, I was running like a rat in the society, trying to conform, trying to fit into the society. In that ignorance and unawareness, obviously I was not happy. I was, physically diseased with a cancer and internally filled with lots of anger and frustration. So that was the state I was before I met the Guru. So when the seeking got awakened, I started to read a lot about this spiritual knowledge. Literally, in the first year, I bought all Swamiji's books because at that time, no YouTube channel, no social media at all. It was just only books. That was the year in 2006. So I was reading a lot just to quench my thirst in the spiritual knowledge because of my tremendous ignorance. So I was reading a lot in the first few years about Swamiji's teaching and also the teaching of Hinduism and all that. So that really empowered me. And in 2009, I took the jump to leave the corporate life, to jump out of the rat race for good. Meaning, I left my corporate life at the peak of my career, deciding to listen to my heart, listen to the inner voice, which is constantly telling me that to leave my job and do something meaningful and fulfilling. Because I've asked Swamiji for fulfillment and he said I will have it. And that blessing which I got from him empowered me in a lot of my life choices, including my career. So I left, the rat race in April 2009 to become my own boss, a spiritual entrepreneur. And after having done that successfully, I'm now helping others who are interested to take the jump, also just like me, to become their own boss. So he has empowered me to discover the immense creativity, intelligence which lies within me, which got suppressed when I was working as an employee, as a worker. Because I was stuck in the worker mentality. Only when I started to become my own boss, the new non-mechanical parts of the brain got awakened, because you have to solve a lot of the problem in the business. So your whole brain got activated, new intelligence get discovered. So basically, he really empowered me to become a leader of my life, a lot of my life. The whole quality of Isharatva got awakened. So now I have the fortune of helping many other people to also awaken that dimension in them. And that is the best empowerment that I can say, to awaken myself, the possibility within me, and helping others to awaken the possibility within them in terms of the purpose of their life. So that's one of the greatest, I would say, shift within me when Swamiji was able to empower me to become much more aware of my life choices, especially in my career. The second thing that he empowered me is to be able to become aware of my responsibility as a mother. See, with the life choice of living behind the corporate world, where I was spending a lot of time traveling, getting prestige and and earning high income, I have somewhat neglected my child. So when I left the corporate job and consciously, to spend more time with my son, because I've given life to him and I need to take responsibility as a mother. So when I make that decision when my son was about 6, I can say that the relationship I have with my son has become so fulfilling because of having spent the quality time with him during his formative years, during his growing up years, and also guiding him spiritually. Those moments which I was able to be physically with him, spending time with him, and sharing all the spiritual knowledge which I gained from Swamiji. So that's the way he has empowered me to also help many kids in their way to seek, and be connected to Swamiji. Now the last question I would like to answer is about how has Swamiji brought Hinduism in my life, and how has it benefited me. See, before I was living this lifestyle of Hindus, I was born in a family which believed in Taoism. My parents were Taoists. So a lot of time those rituals were performed just to satisfy the parents, the customs and all that, just going through the motion. I never really, feel connected to the Taoism. It was only when the seeking got awakened and I discovered Hinduism through Swamiji, and I discovered one of the most powerful things that Hinduism can give to me personally is also this thing called liberated thinking. See, I discovered Hinduism is one of the most advanced science, I would say, for human being to evolve in the consciousness. And you have seen so many enlightened masters or incarnation being born in this tradition, and you should know that this science is time-tested, proven, solid. So I can say that the liberated thinking resonated within me so much because before knowing Swamiji, I was trapped in all the wrong cognitions and powerless cognitions inserted into me by parents, society, by peers and all that. And I was running my life in chaos. But after having the guidance of the Guru and his teaching, Hinduism become part of me. So in 2013, I officially became a Hindu. It was a conscious choice because I'm able to find all the solutions, answers within Hinduism, which I was not able to find in any other religion. And I feel that I'm able to feel comfortable and feel that I'm learning the truth, and the expansion of consciousness continues, and it goes on and on and on. So Hinduism has contributed so much in my life, not only just my health, my relationship, my career choice, and most of all, my spiritual growth. It is the most powerful signs for awakening to your true self. See, in Hinduism, it says that the sole purpose of human being is to discover consciousness, and Hinduism is the best tradition to allow a seeker to discover its true self and the oneness that it can have with the source, Paramashiva. So last but not least, of course, Hinduism had contributed a lot to my child in his way of life. I find that he's very, very centered and also aware. He's not like an angsty teenager that you see in the outer world society, who's lost or who is, just living life without purpose. When my child got connected to Swamiji and got initiated by Swamiji, I can see that the way his maturity in the way how he viewed things, and also most importantly, he's able to explore his higher possibility. He's able to relate with other beings like the Munis, other beings like the god and goddesses in Kailasha. And that gift is only possible when a child is connected and initiated by enlightened Guru. So, as a mother, I honestly feel so blessed to have my son connected to the source at this very young age. He was already connected at the age of 3. So, and you just know that he's being taken care of 24/7, guided, protected. So, as a mother, I feel so grateful to Swamiji, who has taken, care of both of us as part of his family. So with that, I would like to conclude this video because there's really so much to share. But I'm just addressing the 3 questions I've been asked. So with that, thank you. Nityanandam.